So it does appear that Satan and demons, but we'll focus on Satan here in this video. They Satan as a floating demon has been conjured by Christianity, as you'll see, and the Salem witch trials are a good example of this. And this, of course, came out during the Dark Ages when Kali Yuga Christianity emerged. Okay, so think of it like this: if you were to put into the Google search field, Satan is an unrepentant liar, you get a response from AI, and of course it lines up with what, Billy Graham and these guys say. So Satan is depicted as an unrepentant and habitual liar referred to in the Bible as the father of lies. So if you do the magic prayer of Christians and you accept Jesus, right, you should theoretically have the truth in you, is what they say, because then the Holy Spirit enters you, and then now the truth is in you. And if the truth is in you, you wouldn't lie. But look at what this deceptive prayer and belief actually does. This is from the University of Oregon. This guy found out that students who believe in a caring, forgiving God are more likely to cheat compared to those who think God is going to judge you and correct you like a good father would. So Christians believe that because God forgives them, well, they're more likely to cheat then. Their morals drop. So look at that. The Kali Yuga religion of Christianity is in legion with the dark lord that they have conjured. So let's go right to what Satan actually means from the Bible. So this is from Bible Hub, Matthew 16. When Peter is concerned about Jesus getting into trouble, in terms of the authorities, and is worried about his welfare, Jesus turns to Peter. Having turned to Peter, he says, "Get behind me, Satan." So he's calling Peter Satan. And Satan he's going to scandalize him. Satan, Peter, you're a stumbling block to me. That's what Satan is. It's an adversary. You are a stumbling block to me. Your thoughts are not of God, but of men. So Satan, adversary. This is read out of the Interlinear Bible at Bible Hub. You can hover right over the word Satana. And what comes up? Adversary, Satan. And then, of course, later, devil. Satan means adversary. It does not mean a pervading spirit floating around tempting men. That's not how it works according to the Bible. So let's look at hell in the Bible. So there are three places that we get three words that refer to hell in the Bible. Gehenna, which is, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death outside of Jerusalem. You can see right there. This is hell. Okay, but not literally afterlife, but that's one of the words for it. And then, of course, otherwise, hell is defined in the Bible based upon the Greek words Hades is used. You can see how many times does Hades show up. Right, the Greek Hades, which includes Tartarus up to the Elysian Fields, which is the nice place, 10 times. And then Tartarus itself is once, and that's in 2 Peter. So in the Bible, hell is defined as a physical place outside of Jerusalem, or the Greek underworld, which I demonstrated in these three videos after I explained. Now really, Bob Larson's misperceptions about what demons are caused me to look at this. Anyway, so you can clearly see that what Christians believe to be hell, they don't really know what it is, because it's the Greek underworld that they're unaware of. So where do they get their ideas from? They get their ideas from Paradise Lost and from Dante's Inferno. This is the source of the Christian beliefs in hell, because it's not described like that in the Bible. Hades, and Tartarus is the pit, of course. And that's the pit in the Bible, Tartarus. It's not some made-up new Jewish or whatever Christian hell. The words are from the ancient Greek. So key sources of the false beliefs of modern-era Salem witch Christians when it comes to hell are these: Paradise Lost. You can see 1677. When did the witch Salem hunt business happen? 1690. So you can see Christians see demons where they don't exist based upon what? Books that are not biblical. It's absolutely unbelievable. So here we are back to Matthew 16, where Peter, where Jesus says, "Get behind me, Peter, Satan, you're a stumbling block." And here it is again. You can see, just showing you again, adversary. So if we take Satana and put it into, and just click on it and figure out how it's defined in Bible Hub, what do we see? This is from Bible Hub. You can see Satanus is, how many times does it show up here? I'm not really sure, but several times, obviously. What are we told in Bible Hub? Adversary, accuser, and then devil. But Satan is the adversary, the accuser. It's not some magical being floating around like we get in Paradise Lost, which is what Christians believe. So, diabolos, that's actually a Greek word. But first I put in Satana original meaning into Google just to see what AI will tell us. So the Greek word Satanas came from the Hebrew word Satan, adversary, opponent, or accuser. That's what the word originally meant in the original Hebrew/Greek versus the modern English BS translation that's based upon John Milton and Dante's Inferno. So Satana, Satan, always meant adversary, opponent, or accuser. So if Jesus was trying to do something that he thought was godly and Peter got in the way, to prevent that, he became a stumbling block, an adversary, and therefore Jesus called Peter Satan. It has nothing to do with a floating demon. That's the conjuring, the hyperstitious egregore created by modern Christians because of their illiteracy and ignorance of not knowing that the source of their devil stories comes from Paradise Lost and Dante's Inferno. Absolutely stunning. So diabolos, what does that mean? Slanderer. So you got adversary, slanderer. No floating demons anywhere like Christians believe. So we put diabolos into Perseus Greek Word Study Tool, which is the LSJ, right? The Liddell, Scott, and James Greek English Lexicon, the one respected by Bible scholars and classicists. What do we find out? Diabolos, slanderous, backbiting. And then we get devil eventually later on. It's been conjured, it's made up by Christianity. So we can see Satan as a demon floating about is part of the hyperstitious egregore of Kali Yuga Christianity that began when? In the Dark Ages. And an example of this happening in 1700, like at the very end, are Salem witch trials. So 1693 is when it ended. And here, of course, we get the conjuring of what Satan is and believed by Christians, obviously, from Paradise Lost. So we know that the whole fear of demons and Satan is made up by Kali Yuga Christians. One more thing that they do not understand, which in terms of their religion makes them the promoters of Satan. It makes Christianity literally the synagogue of Satan.